Hi everybody, we're here at Hurd Farm in Hampton, New Hampshire, and we're really excited to take a tour of the farm and to try out some grass-fed pork and grass-fed beef with some of the recipes from our summer cookbook. So we're going to talk to Steve a little bit about his farm, learn about how his animals are raised, and try some really great food.
I'm Steve Hurd. I own the Hurd Farm. We are a 160-acre piece of property here in Hampton. My grandparents bought it in 1923. I'm third generation. Originally we were a dairy farm, and now we've transferred over to grass-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Right now we've only got 7 cows. I buy them in at 600-700 pounds and raise them up from there. Pigs, some weighs around 60, and I've got about 150 laying hens at the moment, and right now I've got 25 turkeys. The start of before 100. The cows are on pasture, all grass fed. In the wintertime they get hay or haylage, and the pigs are out on pasture. They do get a commercial grain, but there's no antibiotics or hormones in it. And the poultry is out on pasture.
Excited. We're going to try some grass-fed pork and some grass-fed beef today. And one thing about grass-fed meat is that it has less fat in it. It has a better ratio of fat, more omega-3 fatty acids, and other things like CLA or conjugated linoleic acid, which is known to prevent cancer, and it's great to prevent heart disease. So some really good properties in grass-fed meat and grass-fed dairy. So when you do feed the animals grain, you will get more fat, more of that marbling. When you don't have them, they're not grain fed, you're going to get less fat, less marbling, so you're going to need some enhancements to either add some oil or some moisture, because they can tend to get kind of dried out. So with the rub, typically you just, literally I just put it in a plastic bag and shook it, or you would take your hands and pat it down on the meat and just let it sit. You know, rub, you don't need as much time because it's not really penetrating the meat. The rub is really just for the flavor on the outside to kind of crisp it up. You might start out, if you haven't had grass-fed meat before, maybe start out with the hamburger, maybe, you know, with the flank steak. It has a little bit of a different flavor, so you know, you might want to start out with a less expensive cut of meat. And humane treatment, and right. Steve does not use any hormones or antibiotics in his meat. So, you know, these are the questions that you ask farmers. What are you feeding your animals? Are they getting, you know, are the cows getting grain? A lot of farmers do grass-fed animals, but they finish them off with grain. So really ask your farmer, let him know that you're interested. As soon as you start feeding grain to a cow, it starts to lose some of those omega-3 fatty acids. Are we gonna taste the milk? Oh yes, let's taste the milk. Do you mind pouring?